Hello everyone, my name is CJ Gamer, and welcome to a game called Game of Horror. This is a Xbox indie game on the Xbox Live Store. I believe you had to pay some money for it. And I did play this, and I kept dying all the time. However, I watched someone play this, and he actually beat the game. So I know what the ending is. Sadly. But that's besides the point. So for all of you guys out there that does not know how to play this game, I wrote down some tips on how to play this game. So hopefully that will help me get through playing this game. Obviously I'm still gonna get jump scared because it's a horror game nonetheless. So here are the tips. Number 1. When he is in the room with you, you will want to turn off your light and crouch, and he won't see you unless he gets close to you. So, meaning that if he's in the same room as you, you have a slight chance of avoiding him if you turn your lights off and crouch. So if you turn your light off, like your flashlight off, and crouch, you have a chance that he will not see you. However, this also is a slight chance. This can actually happen. This will be a slight chance of mostly happening in dead ends. If he knows you're in the room, he will trick you and stay behind the door and attack you. Meaning that if you, let's say for example, you were on a dead end and he knew you were there in the room, even if you had your flashlight off and you were crouching, and he could sense you being in there. So what he's gonna do is that he's gonna trick you, and he's gonna stay behind the door and then jump scare you. And so if you were at a dead end and if you couldn't go anywhere, you would be forced to trigger the jump scare. You would be forced to do that. Now, I personally don't know if he will, after a while, he will teleport away, or if he'll just still be there, and then you are forced to do the jump scare, but I could be wrong. He could just teleport, because that is actually next on the list, is that he can teleport everywhere. He does indeed teleport. Number 3, the monster teleports in the game. Yes, he indeed does teleport in the game. Number 4. I pretty much spoiled this. If you are in a dead end, then you will be forced to get the jump scare if he is waiting behind the door. So, meaning that obviously all dead ends have one door. So obviously you will have to get the jump scare. Number 5. If you are in a room with 2 or more doors, then he will be in one of them waiting to jump scare you. So you just have to be lucky enough that you won't get the jump scare door and that he won't find you. And number 6, which this actually makes it interesting. This actually makes it interesting. You have 3 chances to win the game before he kills you. And that's all I have. That is all I have for it. Yes, this game would scare the living crap out of me. And it still does to this day. I didn't actually know how to play this. The one thing that I definitely do hate in horror games is where faces pop up on your screen out of nowhere. And that's what this game can do, is that you open the door and he'll be right there waiting behind the door to jump scare the living daylights out of you. And that's exactly what's going to happen to me. And I know that for a fact. So without further ado, let's play the game. So I'm pretty sure this strategy is going to work. Find the key to escape. I don't know if this is procedurally generated or if it's in the same spots. I'm pretty sure it's in the same spots. But if not, at least the keys would be random. Nothing there. So, okay, so the diamond key. Search the diamond ring to find the next key. So once you hear his breathing, then that means you will want to crouch, because barricading the door doesn't even help you at all. He actually does end up opening the door and getting you anyway. So pretty much what you want to do once you hear breathing is then you will want to go to one of these corners, turn your flashlight off, and crouch and hide exactly like what I'm doing right now. Because he's coming. That sound is him with his gas mask. That's him opening a door. Think of it as a scarier version of Bane. I don't know if he is in this room or that room. For all I know, he could be upstairs. But I'm pretty sure he's in one of these rooms. I'm just waiting till it's safe to move. Oh! There he is. No. 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 No! Why? Oh, come on! See right there, I was very unlucky that time because he knew where I was. Most likely because I waited too long and because I just sat there. So he most likely heard me breathing with my character. But that is what you want to do, is when you hear him like that, you will want to play it safe and not go to any other doors, because I do not. The only thing I hate about this game is that like I said, he can possibly trick you, and if it's like, if he's not even like moving, then he's behind a door and he's just standing there waiting to jump scare you and get you. And so that's why I'm always scared to play this game, because I'm afraid he's going to be like by a door and he's going to jump scare me. And he's going to jump scare the living crap out of me. But the controls are very weird, though. One of these doors has a jump scare. Scare. One of these has a jump scare in them. So, see right now, since he's not doing anything, but his AI path is completely random. So sometimes you can be very unlucky. Do I hear him again? Yes, that's him. So for all I know, he could come from here and then he can actually get me. If I'm that unlucky. It's not as scary as really scary, but it's like a game where it'll make your skin crawl and like, yeah. See, now what I'm afraid of is now he's not moving. So there's two options. One, he has either went into a different room of the house, or two, he's at one of these doors and he's going to jump scare me, and he's waiting to jump scare me. And my best guess is that it's going to be this door that will jump scare me, that he's at, waiting to jump scare the living crap out of me. Then again, I could be wrong, and it could be one of these two doors. And it's going to be that one. Okay, good. Nope. Crouching. Hiding. And what you want to do is close doors behind you, but I did not. Because then he won't be able to get you that quickly. Yeah, Bane, I can hear you. Leave me alone. See, right now he's doing that. He's trying to get in. There he is. So now what's going to happen is that so obviously he probably can hear my breathing, but if I were to go to that door right now, he probably knows I'm in here, and he's possibly going to jump scare me. But right now, I know that he's not going to jump scare me because he is walking. Now, however, what he could be doing is that he could be making the walking sounds, but really he's behind that door waiting to jump scare me. So, instead, I'm going to go to that door and get jump scared. Because I happen to put myself in a dead end. So most likely he is behind this door and he's going to jump scare me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep, see? See, I knew it. See, I had a feeling that was going to happen. I had a feeling. So I pretty much know the mechanics now of how this works. Pretty much. But that's one of my biggest fears right there, is people being behind doors or creepy faces being behind doors like that. I hate it. It terrifies the living crap out of me. But see, with doors like these, with 2 doors or more, he will be hiding at one of them. But as if you can see, I am very unlucky. And I only have one more try before he kills me. So right now, he could possibly be waiting at this door to jump scare me. Is this another dead end? So I'm going to close that door. Yes, I am at another dead end. So I might as well say goodbye to my life in the game because he's going to know I'm in here. Like that first time when I was in when I first went into that room, somehow he knew I was in there, I guess. Maybe that's why he went all buff like that, because I guess he knew I was in there. I don't know, because I did not even make a noise or anything. And see, I was unlucky right there. What I should have done was I should have went to the other you were obfuscated. Can you quit using the chainsaw against me? Thank you. You know what? I would like to take that chainsaw and chainsaw him. That's what I would love to do. But now you guys know what the mechanics are. And I pretty much know what to do. But the only thing that you have to look out for is him being behind the doors. That's the only thing you have to look out for. Because it is completely random at which door he's at. Alrighty, so I am back. But like I said, now you guys know what the mechanics are. All you have to really worry about is the monster being behind the doors. That's all you really have to worry about. I'm pretty sure here. Where is he? Okay, that's actually terrifying. He's going up the stairs. But it's making me think that he's trying to get me. That's what's really scary about it. Okay, so he went in there. I'm pretty sure running it brings him to you. So that's probably what he heard, most likely. And I was very unlucky on this because I don't know where you find the key. And yes, that is indeed the monster. Now he's upstairs, so I'm going downstairs. I'm going downstairs and hiding. See, I would have never figured this out at all. Because I know I heard him breathing. Now, one thing I do want to try here is I wonder if he'll see you if you're crouching, walking with, like crouching and walking while you don't have your flashlight on. Then he may not even be able to find you. But the only problem is the static on your screen. It will make it hard for you to see. Okay. Well then. Downstairs, 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 crouching, hiding. He is most likely coming through that door right there. And now he's waiting at that door. So therefore, I am not going to that door. Every time I jump... I heard a door open. Don't tell me he can actually come behind here, because if he does, then this is going to be the enemy. Oh! Huh? How did he get me? How did he get me? I was behind the stairs. How did he get me? I wasn't... Oh. Did he come from my side and that's why he got me? And I just didn't see him? Because I wasn't... Like, I was literally right here. I was right here and somehow he got me. I was hiding right back here. I was hiding right here. And I have my light. Oh. Maybe I wasn't crouching. Maybe that's why. But, either that or he just hacked his way through. Because I know I was crouching and somehow he got me. So he must have came from one of these sides, most likely. That's how he got me. Maybe he came from that door and he saw me and that's why he did that. Did I only pick up the key? Aha, yes. Search the spade wing. Spade. Diamond. Hiding. Now I want to try this again, because if he... Diamond. Diamond. Clubs. Clubs. Okay. I don't know what that means. The game crashed. The game crashed. That is actually funny. Oh, that is actually hilarious. Well, that's gonna do it for this video. So, there you go. That is Game of Horror for you. So now, for all of you guys that don't know how to play the game, or don't know the mechanics of the game, now you guys know the mechanics of the game. The only mechanic you have to look out for in the game is him being behind the doors. Especially when you're at dead ends, if he knows you're in there. But, other than that, you guys know what to do. You saw what I did. When he comes into a room, all you have to do is just crouch and turn your light off and just be lucky enough that he doesn't find you. And then you should be good to go. Find the keys and escape. Avoid the monster. Hope he's not behind the door and kills you. And if you guys enjoyed this video, then make sure you smash that like button, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that post notification so then you guys can know when I make a new video. And we'll see you guys in my next one. Bye-bye.